Whoopity-doo! Well, don't look now, but Northwestern is beating Penn State. Oh my God. Holy moly. Holy moly. All right. Welcome to the early game stream. I am your humble host, Uncle Lou. How you doing? Several good games on at noon. Southern Cal and Colorado. We'll watch that one until Southern Cal gets up by 20 or 30 points, which won't be long. Florida and Kentucky. Syracuse and Clemson. Yeah. How y'all doing? Good morning and that. Good morning and that. Good luck to everybody's team today. Except for Auburn. They got to, Auburn's got to lose. It is what it is. What are you going to do? Southern Cal's got the ball first. First and 10 after a touchback on their own 25. First play of the game here. Caleb Williams in a shotgun. Play action pass. Throws a hitch route complete to the wide receiver. Gain of about 10. Should be a first down. Just one of those snap the ball and throw it to the wide receiver behind the line of scrimmage type deals that every team in the country runs 30 times a game these days. First and 10 again. 4 wide again. Caleb Williams shotgun. Back to throw. Complete on a hook route up to the 40. Picks up about 3 or 4 yards. Colorado wearing, I don't even know what color that is. Some kind of gray uniforms? I don't even really know how to describe it. 2nd and 6 now for Colorado on their own 40. Snap. Hand it off this time. Nowhere to go. Southern Cal forgot to block. Good play by the Colorado defensive line that time. Loses 3-4 yards. 3rd and 9 coming up now for Southern Cal. Kentucky is kicking off to Florida to start this game. Kentucky, the home team, 4-0. Florida, 3-1. Their only loss on the road to Utah back in week 1. Clemson and Syracuse hasn't started yet. 3rd and 9 play now for Southern Cal. Caleb Williams in a shotgun, 4 wide receivers, and a running back next to him back there. Snap, back to throw. Good protection. Gets rid of it. Complete. Good for a first down and then some. Gain of about 20 on the play. 1st and 10 up close to midfield. First play for Florida now. Graham Cracker Mertz in a pistol. 1st and 10 on the 25. A handoff off left tackle. Not much room. Gains about a yard. That's it. Montrell Johnson with the carry for the Gators. Another big play by Southern Cal. Gains about 25 down inside the 25 to the Colorado 23. 1st and 10. Southern Cal's on a roll. Caleb Williams hands it off this time. Running back tries to bounce outside. Now reverses field and's got all kind of room. 20, 10, 5 into the end zone untouched. 26-yard touchdown run for the Trojans. Doesn't get much easier than that. Southern Cal goes right down the field in 2.5 minutes. First possession of the game. Scores a touchdown. They're about to be up 7-0 after the extra point, and that game's over already. Shout out to Colorado for an entertaining 2 or 3 weeks to start the season. But just not very good. Kentucky with a nice play on defense here. Florida's going to lose about 6 yards. 3rd and 15 coming up for the Gators. First possession of the game here. They're on their own 20. Pistol formation again. 4 wide receivers for Graham Cracker Mertz. Snap. hands it off on 3rd and 15. Has a hole, 25, 30, 35, 40. Wow. 3rd and 15, they pick up 20 yards on the ground. There is a flag down, though. Syracuse has the ball to start things off against the Taters, and Garrett Schrader with a huge run on 1st down, fumbles, and Clemson recovers. Huge hit on the quarterback after a gain of about 20 or 25 yards. Just a huge hit. Fumbled the ball. It looks like Clemson recovered it. There's a flag down. I don't know what the flag is. Clemson definitely recovered the fumble, but I don't know what they're looking at or what the flag is here. 3rd and 18 for Florida. Looks like there was a penalty on that big run that Florida had. So instead of 1st down, 3rd and 18, they hand it off again. Same play. Tackled after a gain of about 7 or 8, though. 4th and long for Florida. They're going to go 3 and out and punt it away on their first possession. Let's see this hit again on this Syracuse. Look, spin move and then just a massive hit. Definitely a fumble, and Clemson did recover. Huge hit on the quarterback. He did a spin move and then just never saw the Tater man coming, and Clemson defender just laid his ass out. Here comes the punt from Florida. 4th and 13. Punter standing inside his own 10-yard line for the Gators. Snap. Kick is away. This one's going to be caught inside the 20 at the 18. Returned out to the 20. Spin move. Tackled around the 23-yard line. And there's a flag down, too. Probably going to be some type of a holding on Kentucky. That's usually what that is on a punt return in that area there. Probably going to be holding on Kentucky. Both of the other games are on a commercial. How y'all doing? Who's here? Let's see. What's up, Benny? Floby, Jonathan Miller, Robert, Kyle, Royce Turner, Dexter, Ghostman Barnett, Christian Russell, Ohio State man, Trucking with Jeter. What's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. Chat going too quick. Let me slow it down. Milkus Khan, Sam Bonnet, Michael Sprague, Kyle Jonas, John Cameron, Billy Bob, I Can't Solo Her. That's true, you can't. George Scott, Hunter, the Big Brother, Anthony Swift, Will Jacobs, Chiquita. How you doing? How you doing, Chiquita? How your mom and them? Noah Brogdon, what's up, buddy? Jesus Christ, home slice. Kentucky on 1st and 10. Gains about 10, close to a 1st down. Might have got it before he was shoved out of bounds. 12 minutes to go in the first quarter. Florida 0, Kentucky 0. This is Kentucky's first possession after Florida went 3 and out. Southern Cal got the ball first to start their game with Colorado. They went right down and scored like Colorado's defense doesn't even exist, because it basically doesn't. 7-0 Southern Cal up on Colorado. The Buffalo's first possession of the game now. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Shador Sanders, quarterback for Colorado. 1st and 10 for Kentucky, running over Florida players and making a miss. Wow, all the way across the 40 to the 42. Great run by Kentucky there. Colorado picks up 5 or 6 yards on 1st down. 2nd and about 4 coming up for them now. Wow, this Kentucky running back just humiliated about 90% of the Florida defense on that one play. 1st and 10, Kentucky. Across the 40 on the 41-yard line, their own 41. Ray Davis with the carry for Kentucky. Nice looking run. 1st and 10, Kentucky. Pistol formation, snap. They're going to hand it off again. Another nice hole. Punishes another Florida defender. Wow. This Ray Davis is running hard for Kentucky. Picks up about 4 or 5 yards. 2nd and about 6 coming up now for Kentucky. 3rd and 8 for Colorado, their first possession. Shador Sanders screen pass complete. Has a couple of blockers but can't get loose. Dropped for a loss of 2. That's going to make it 4th and 10. Colorado goes 3 and out on their first possession. What a shock. And they're going to have to punt it away. 2nd and 6 now for Clemson after that Syracuse turnover near midfield. Cade Klubnik in a shotgun now. Back to throw. Wow. Nearly intercepted. Terrible throw by Klubnik. Didn't put enough on it at all. It was a little curl route to the outside. DB jumped the route. Should have had it, and it would have been a 50-yard pick six, too. Not a good throw there by Cade Klubnik. Does he not have an arm or what? You got to put some elbow grease in that one there, buddy. 3rd and 6 coming up for the Taters. 2nd and 6 for Kentucky. Klubnik back to throw for Clemson. Going deep down the sideline. Has a man. Broken up by Syracuse. Falls incomplete. The Taters are going to go 3 and out. There is a flag down. Is this going to be pass interference? Not sure. Looks like maybe pass interference on Syracuse. Kentucky runs a bubble screen here. Makes a couple of guys miss across midfield into Florida territory. Boy, how do you... That's a terrible pass interference call. That's a terrible pass interference call against Syracuse there. Wow. 1st and 10 for Kentucky. Throw incomplete. Wide receiver wasn't paying attention and went right by his ear hole. He never even turned his head around to look for the ball. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 for Kentucky. Will Shipley with a nice gain on the ground inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Clemson in the red zone now. Devin Johnson, thank you for the super chat. He says, "Why is LSU the corn dogs and Clemson the tater?" I don't name them. That's just been those teams' names forever. The corn dog thing comes from Katy Perry when she was a guest picker on game day, and she said Baton Rouge smelled like corn dogs. Clemson has been called the Taters forever. John Seabolt, thank you for the super chat. He says, "Ha, ha, ha, ha. Look at USC scoring that easily on the Fighting Primetimes. I don't like USC, but I'm sick of hearing about Colorado." Thank y'all for the super chats. Kyle, thank you for the super chat. He says, "We all might as well like the video while we're here." Excellent point. 345 people watching right now. 200 thumbs up. I want 200 thumbs up. We can do it. We can do it. These are some great games we got going on here in the early time slot today. Florida and Kentucky, Southern Cal, Colorado, Clemson and Syracuse. 3rd and 5 for Kentucky. Pass complete and good for a first down around the Florida 35. 1st and 10 Kentucky. Klubnik pass complete. Tackled out of bounds around the 16. Blake Billman says, "Go Big Blue." GF Sports, thank you for the super chat. Kentucky on the ground. Uh-oh, huge hole inside the 20, stiff-armed inside the 15. Drove out of bounds around the 13. This Ray Davis for Kentucky is a problem for Florida. There is a flag down, though, so hold on. GF Sports says, "What's up, Lou? Looking forward to hanging out in both streams today and watching some great games. Go Dogs." All right, GF Sports, I hear you. Appreciate you hanging out, buddy. Personal foul. What is this? Oh, horse collar tackle. So that's going to be an extra 15 yards tacked on against Florida. Is it 1st and goal? Yeah, 1st and goal for Kentucky. 1st and goal for Kentucky. Cade Klubnik running for his life, scrambling around, throws into the end zone, caught for a touchdown. Touchdown Taters on 3rd and 7. 1st and goal for Clemson from the 7-yard line. Handoff, trying to get outside, nowhere to go. He's going to be tackled for no gain. 2nd and goal coming up now for Kentucky from the 7. Cade Klubnik with a nice play here. Had to scramble out to his right to buy some extra time. Receiver comes open, sprinting across the end zone. Klubnik hits him for a touchdown. Clemson's going to take a 7-0 lead there. Colorado still up 7-0, or Southern Cal up 7-0 over Colorado. 2nd and 10 for USC. Caleb Williams throws to the sideline, Incomplete over the head of the intended receiver. 3rd and 10 coming up now for Southern Cal. 10 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one. 3rd and goal coming up now for Kentucky. Clemson's extra point is good, so 7-0 Clemson up over the Fruit, up over Syracuse. Junkyard Dog says, only Pope Lucius can effectively call 3 games at once and make working on a Saturday night is rough. 3 Hail Marys, 1 for each score. Florida will lose by. Peace be with you, and also with you. Thank you. 3rd and goal for Kentucky from the 7. Shotgun. Leary throws into the end zone. Wow. Wide receiver wide open. He bobbled the ball and dropped it. Jesus Christ, man. That is not how you win tough games. That is not how you win tough games, by dropping wide open passes in the end zone. What are you doing, man? What are you doing? That was bad. You're not going to see a drop that bad. You know, it's one thing like you see on a slant route sometimes where the quarterback will really zip it in there and it hits off the receiver's hands. This ball was lobbed on a moon arch into the corner of the end zone, and the receiver literally bobbled it like a hot potato and dropped it. That's one of the worst drops you'll ever see. Kentucky kicks the field goal. They're up 3-0 over Florida, but feels like kind of a loss there. That should have been 7 points for Kentucky. Southern Cal had to punt it away. Colorado's going to take over inside their own 10-yard line. Southern Cal 7, Colorado 0. 9:20 to go in the first quarter of that one. Both the other games are on commercial break. Penn State still trails Northwestern. That's a little alarming. Shedeur Sanders takes off running. He's going to gain 11 yards before he steps out of bounds. Good for Colorado's first down of the day. 9 minutes to go in the first. 1st and 10 for Colorado on their own 21. Shedeur in a shotgun. Snap. Hands off right up the gut. Picks up a couple of yards, but that's it. 2nd and 8 coming up now for Colorado. Drew Allar isn't as good as I thought he'd be, says Christian Russell. Floby says, Marie, he won't be after today. Not sure what that's about. The Rutgers scored first on Michigan. It's early. Yeah, Rutgers had like that 70-yard touchdown run at the beginning of the game last week to go up on Michigan 7-0, and then they never scored again the rest of the game. Third and 5, but there's a flag down in this Colorado Southern Cal game. Not sure what that's about. Looks like offsides on Southern Cal. Lou, do you see this elite Florida defense right now? Laughing my ass off. Yeah, Kentucky went right down the field on that first drive. They looked good. Let's see if I can change the scoreboard up a little so we can keep an eye on some additional scores. Penn State still trails. Texas A&M up 7-3 over Arkansas. There you go. We'll keep that up there for a second. Keep it there. 4th best college football team in the state. Yeah, Florida State, Miami, Central Florida, Florida. Syracuse quarterback just took a big sack on first down. He's going to lose about 10 yards, I think. Well, you got to get rid of that. You can't just stand there and eat it. You got to get rid of it, man. 2nd and 17 coming up for Syracuse. 1st and 10 for Colorado up near the 45. Again, a couple of yards there. That's about it. 2nd and 8. Southern Cal up, still up 7-0 over Colorado, coming up on 7 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one. Kentucky set to kick off after that field goal. Kentucky 3, Florida 0. 2nd and 8 for Colorado. They got 4 wide spread sideline to sideline. Shador in a shotgun with a running back standing next to him. Snap. Shador back to throw. Gets rid of it. Complete across midfield. Shoved out of bounds just short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and 1. 3rd and 1. 3rd and 21 for Syracuse. Wow, backed up to their own 14. Give up play, handoff up the middle, gains about 5. 4th and 15 coming up. Syracuse is going to be punting from inside their own red zone. There's a flag down on 3rd and 1. It's like a false start maybe. Yeah, false start on Colorado, so that's not good. That's going to back them up. Instead of 3rd and 1, now you got a 3rd and 6. Syracuse punter standing on his own 5-yard line to kick it away to the Taters. Four quarters air tech. Beck is way better than Mertz and Leary. Yeah, no question about it. No question about it. Shador Sanders on 3rd and 6 throws complete for a first down into into Southern Cal territory, and a flag comes down in the secondary. I think they're going to get Colorado for offensive pass interference here. Let's look again. Yeah, an illegal pick play. And that one was pretty obvious. Some pick plays are kind of go either way. This one was obvious. The receiver ran right into the defender with his arms up, literally like an offensive lineman would be blocking somebody. That's a pretty obvious call there. Did Lincoln Riley finally figure it out after 100 years that you can play defense as well? That's yet to be determined. They are better than they were last year. There's no question about that. They're one of the best teams in the country at getting to the quarterback. They're improved over last year. Yeah, an illegal pick play on Colorado is going to back them up again. I wish Georgia had Kentucky's running back, says Lane Rod. I'd love to have Ray Davis. He's better than anybody Georgia has, that's for sure. That is for sure. I got a theory that I've been telling y'all that is proven true this weekend. LSU and Tennessee isn't that good. Yeah, I'll be surprised if LSU loses to Ole Miss. Inspecting high-quality vehicles at the Ford plant and listening and watching Uncle Lou at the same time. That sounds like a great use of your time, Rory. Hope you don't have to work too hard today, buddy. Penn State defense is lights out as always. Yeah, Penn State's defense is no joke. No joke. Penn State has goal to go, so they might score. 2nd and 8 for Colorado now on their own 48. I'm not sure what happened with that pick play. Toss sweep by Colorado. Running back splits 3 defenders and dives forward for 6 or 7 yards. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Or no, did they get a first down? What? Boy, he sure looked short of that first down to me, but they gave it to him. What is going on in this game? Graham Mertz just overthrew a wide open wide receiver. Good job, buddy. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10 coming up for Florida. I don't know what's going on with this Colorado Southern Cal game, but there's been some questionable officiating in Colorado's favor. I mean, this guy's nowhere close to getting the first down. He's a full yard short. I don't understand that. I guess they're reviewing it now, but how do you blow that? 2nd and 10, Florida hands it off. ETN picks up about 5. It's going to be 3rd and 5 now for the Gators. They trail Kentucky 3-0. Just under 7 minutes to go in the first quarter. Clemson still up 7-0 over Syracuse. ESPN paid the refs? That doesn't even make any sense. Intercepted by Kentucky. Inside the 20, out of bounds at the 15. Kentucky's going to have the ball 1st and 10 at the Florida 15. Tip drill on that pass by Graham Mertz, and Kentucky man comes down with it. Why would ESPN pay the referees in the Colorado Southern Cal game? That just doesn't make any sense at all. I don't even understand the premise behind that. Even with biased officiating, Colorado's still getting demolished, says Christian Russell. I don't know that it's biased officiating. I just think it was a terrible call. Yeah, the game's on Fox. I don't understand the premise of why ESPN would have some sort of secret agenda to prop up Colorado. On 3rd and 1, Colorado picks up the first down, I guess. 1st and 10, Colorado. 1st and 10, Kentucky. Toss sweep. Gets to the corner, cuts it up, pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 5. 2nd and 5 for Kentucky. Huge play by Colorado here. On 1st and 10. Down inside the 30, I think. Yeah, to the 25, 26 yard line. Southern Cal 7, Colorado 0 the score. 4.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 4 for Kentucky. Leary, complete into the backfield. Makes a man miss. Wow. Is that a touchdown? Holy shit. This running back for Kentucky is a grown fucking man. In that one play, he caught a pass, outran a Florida defender to the corner, got around him, broke the next tackle. He breaks that tackle. Should have been tackled. Drug a Florida defender from the 5-yard line all the way into the end zone. I mean, wow. This Kentucky running back is the real deal. We need to get him a Georgia helmet. Wow. 2nd and 10 for Colorado. They gain a couple of yards. 3rd down coming up for the Buffs. Under 4 minutes to go in the first now. Southern Cal 7, Colorado 0. Here comes the extra point for Kentucky. Snap, hold, kick is good. Kentucky 10, Florida 0. 5.5 minutes to go. Looks like Billy Napier might not know what he's doing. Florida board going to be fun right now. Hey Lou, thanks for all the college football vids over the years. Also, I hope the Voltards are ready to get embarrassed at home, says BDW Bomb. He's a Carolina fan, I guess. That would be a hilarious outcome, that's for sure. If Tennessee were to lose at home in their gimmick uniforms tonight to South Carolina, that would 100% be hilarious. And I'm always on board for hilarious losses. So, we'll see. Captain Tripp says he's just a little bit perturbed. I don't blame you. You're getting humiliated by Kentucky. It looks like Syracuse just turned the ball over. Clemson scoops it up, runs down inside the 5-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal for Clemson inside the 5. Colorado with a field goal attempt, no good. Damn, can't even make field goals. Colorado, things are bad in Boulder. Things are bad in Boulder. Southern Cal 7, Colorado 0. Octavian looked like he got his prediction reversed. Uh-oh. Poor Octavian's going to catch all kinds of hell if Florida loses. 1st and goal for the Taters on the 3. Shotgun for Klubnik. Snap. Hands it off to Shipley. He's going to be hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. No gain. 2nd and goal coming up for Clemson now. Just got off work, Lou. Did I miss anything? Not really. Not really. Clemson's fixing to be up 2 touchdowns over Syracuse. Kentucky's up 10-0 over Florida. Southern Cal's up 7-0 over Colorado. Nothing too exciting so far. And Tennessee will still beat Kentucky by 30. South Carolina sucks, says Tennessee boy. I don't know. Didn't Tennessee lose to this Florida team that's getting blown out by Kentucky? Turns out Florida and Tennessee just ain't no good. I think we just have to come to the realization that Florida and Tennessee just ain't no good. I feel like I need to do some stretching today. I feel like I need to. My legs feel tight today. You know, I'm an old man. It's pretty bad when you got to stretch before you watch a college football game, but that's honestly, oh man, it just feels so good to stretch. Oh. Y'all know how it is. Y'all know how it is when you get old and rickety. Y'all know how it is when you get old and rickety. It's hard work standing up all day. Work.
Game day yoga?
Hard work. I can't do that yoga shit. I ain't no rubber band. Lou, do you have Chuck Taylors on? No. Merca. I had the Chucks on yesterday. All right. Southern Cal with the ball after Colorado missed that field goal. USC 7, Colorado 0. 3:12 to go in the first quarter. 2nd and 10. Caleb Williams in a shotgun. They're on their own 23-yard line. Graham Mertz just overthrew another wide-open wide receiver. Caleb Williams keeps pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 7 or 8. 3rd and short coming up for Colorado. that Florida wide receiver was wide open, and Graham Mertz just sailed it over his head. Graham Cracker Mertz is just horrible. Florida better start running the ball or this game is over. 2nd and 10. Florida's got 3 wide to the top of the screen. Shotgun for Mertz. Snap. This time they do hand it off right up the gut for 3, maybe 4 yards. It's going to be 3rd and about 6 coming up for Florida. 3rd and 4. Caleb Williams throws complete wide open. Nobody even in the same zip code. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Southern Cal. I'm not exaggerating. There was nobody within 20 yards of this wide receiver. Taj Washington. USC 13, Colorado 0. Extra point on deck. There wasn't anybody. Look at this. Watch when this guy catches the ball now. Caleb Williams scrambled out to his left. Look. There's nobody. Look at this. There's not anybody within 20 yards of that guy. What are you doing? Boy, Colorado's down bad, man. Colorado is down bad. Mike Rutledge says, "Hey Lou, good morning, and hi Uber lady." You see how she waves at you and tells you hi there? See how she tells you good morning too? Another sad Billy Napier mix of flute songs coming. You might have to do that again. Might have to do it again. 1st and 10 for Florida. Montrell Johnson with the carry up to the 45, gain of about 3. 2nd and 7 or so coming up now for the Gators. They're down to Kentucky 10-0. Under 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. Clemson up 14-0 over to Syracuse. 4 minutes to go in the first quarter of that one, too. Yeah, Florida's ranked 22nd for absolutely no reason at all. They're not ranked in my poll. I don't have Florida or Tennessee ranked because I don't think they're any good. 2nd and 7 for Florida. Mertz throws complete to the running back. Has room. Across midfield, pushed out of bounds. It's going to be close to a first down, but he might be a little bit short. Let's see. Syracuse with a nice play down to the 35-yard line of Clemson. 3rd and 1 for Florida. They hand it off. Picks up the first down and then some. Gains about 5 yards to the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 Gators in Kentucky territory. I bet Kentucky man from last night is hyped. Yeah, I'm sure he is. Sure he is. 1st and 10 for Syracuse. Pass complete. Looks like a double pass. It is. Again, how in the fuck do players who are on scholarship to catch passes drop passes when they're... Look at... My God. Is anybody watching the Syracuse game? How do you drop that? What are you doing?
Catching balls.
How do you not catch that? I don't get it, man. I think Graham Cracker Mertz just took another sack. Yep. Graham Cracker Mertz. Boy, he folds up like a lawn chair if you get any pressure on him at all. He's got fucking cinder blocks for feet. He can't move from here to there. You get any pressure on Graham Mertz, it's over. 2nd and 18. 2nd and 18 back at their own 49. Play action pass. Throws over the middle, batted down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 18 coming up now for the Gators. Can't wait for the litany of excuses during the Dion post-game presser, says #1 fan of the U. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up. 566 people in here. Now, if we can't get to 300 thumbs up, now that's going to hurt my feelings. I don't understand. I'm doing my best to hoot and holler and yell and scream and bitch and moan and complain and shit for y'all every time something stupid happens, which is why you tune in. 3rd and 18 for Florida. Graham Cracker Mertz rolls to his right. Nowhere to go. Gets tackled after a gain of about 3 or 4. Now he lays on the ground and feels sorry for himself before he hops up. 4th down coming up for Florida. They're going to have to kick it away in that and 2. Also, addition to that as well. Did Colorado get on the bus for this game? I don't know. It's a home game for them, so I don't know if they do like Clemson, where you know Clemson actually does have to take a bus to their home games. I'm not sure what Colorado's transport situation is. 1st and 10 on their own 25. Scoop and score. Nope. Tackled it to 5. Was he down? Colorado fumbled. I thought he was. I don't know. Was he down? He fumbled. Southern Cal picked it up, runs it down to the 5-yard line. They're going to look at it again, I guess. But was he down or no? Yeah, he's down. That's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. That's going to stay Colorado ball. That's not a fumble. That's not a fumble. Yeah, the Fruit just scored a touchdown. The Fruit just scored a touchdown with 2:26 to go in the first quarter. An 8-play, 75-yard drive. 8-play, 75-yard drive. Clemson 14, Syracuse 6. The extra point will make it 7. Kentucky pass now batted down at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Kentucky's backed up inside their own 10 after that Florida punt. The extra point is good. Clemson 14, the Fruit 7. 2:26 to go in the first quarter. Got a one-possession game there. Colorado just intercepted a Southern Cal just intercepted a Shedeur Sanders pass. Returned down back inside the 20. Not a good throw by Shedeur. Not a good throw that time. Overthrew the receiver right to the DB. Easy interception for Southern Cal there. Southern Cal is going to have the ball 1st and 10 in the red zone. Yep, Dion, you're about to get embarrassed for the 2nd week in a row, buddy. I hate it for you. Shedeur needs to take that L off his jersey, LOL. Well, you're going to have to put another L on there after this week. That's what it is. Have 2 L's on there after this week. So, Southern Cal pass complete out in the flat for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9. 3rd and 10 for Kentucky on their own 10-yard line. Leary in the pocket. Throws. Incomplete off the hands of the receiver. Was thrown behind him. It was thrown behind him. 4th and 10, and Kentucky's going to have to punt from their own end zone. On 2nd and 9, Southern Cal picks up the 1st down. 1st and 10 now for Southern Cal. 40 seconds to go in the 1st quarter. They're about to be up 21-0. I mean, we all know they're about to score here, don't we? 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Caleb Williams in a shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Snap. Handoff this time, right up the gut. Picks up 3, 4, 5 yards down to about the 6. 3rd and 5 from the 6 coming up for Southern Cal. That's probably going to be the last play of the 1st quarter, though. 14-0 your score after the 1st quarter. Southern Cal on top of Colorado. Penn State struggling. Is that true? Tied 3-3. 11 minutes to go in the 2nd quarter. Yeah, Northwestern's terrible. Penn State better wake up. Penn State better wake up. Texas A&M 7, Arkansas 6, so a close game there. Texas A&M starting quarterback Connor Wegman out for the year after suffering an injury last week against Auburn. Max Johnson takes over as quarterback for Texas A&M. Minnesota losing to something called Louisiana. Boy, the Big Ten down bad. Clemson up over Syracuse 14-7. Kentucky 10, Florida 0. Yeah, 10-6. You're right. Michigan State is no joke this year. Michigan State's an absolute joke in every way possible. 1st and 10 for Clemson. Klubnik back to throw. Goes deep towards the sideline. Falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up now for the Tater. Edward has a hard-on for USC. LMAO. Let it go, bud. Uh-oh. Touchdown Kentucky. That running back again. Ray Davis gone. Wow. He transferred from Vandy? Wow. Vandy had Ray Davis hiding on their roster, right? Isn't that where he transferred from? This guy's unbelievable.
Is that like the 3rd touchdown he's made?
I'm not saying he's the best running back in college football. There's some big-name running backs. This is the best running back performance I've seen in the 1st quarter of a game all year, though. This guy has done absolutely everything imaginable in the 1st quarter. Huge touchdown run. He's already got a touchdown catch. He's outran people. He's ran around people. He's drugged people into the end zone. I mean, this guy is an extra point blocked. Florida picks it up. Trying to run it back. He's going to run out of steam. So it's going to stay 16-0 instead of 17 because the extra point was blocked in that Kentucky game. But look at this 75-yard touchdown run. Right up the middle. Right up the middle, and he was gone. Look. Boy, I wish Georgia had him. I'm not lying. If that was any running back that Georgia has, that would be probably a 40-yard gain. He'd have got caught from behind. Georgia doesn't have a running back on the roster that can score a 75-yard touchdown run. Wow. No, Sunbelt Billy doesn't have a clue what he's doing. Hey, Florida man, Kentucky owns you, says Caleb. This is embarrassing in the 1st quarter, too. 17-0. Florida man looked mad, too. Should he cry about it? I don't know. Florida have them heads down. Yeah, they do. They do. Spurrier didn't pay the refs on this game. Some of y'all are obsessed with this idea about people paying the refs. Hey, Lou, when is the Georgia game? 3:30. Georgia versus Auburn comes on 3:30 today. I'm going to be live streaming all the 3:30 games, but that's going to be on Patreon. So we're doing all the 12 o'clock, all the noon games, all the games on right now, doing that here on YouTube, but all the 3:30 games will be over on Patreon. So for those of y'all who are Patreon members, you know the deal, but I'll post a link on the Patreon page around 3:15. Just go over to the Patreon page at 3:15. You'll see the link. Click the link. It'll take you to the live stream for the 3:30 games. If you're not on the Uncle Lou Patreon page, first of all, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? Southern Cal just scored. So it's going to be 21-0 Southern Cal over Colorado. But if you're not on the Uncle Lou Patreon page, I can't imagine what it is that's wrong with you that's preventing you from doing that. But if you're not and you want to go over there and take a look around, there's a link in the description of this video. It says something about the Patreon page. Just click that link. It'll take you over to the Patreon page. You can have yourself a look around, get yourself signed up, and then you can hang out and watch the 3:30 games with us today. Where you going? You jumped up like the house was on fire. The lights are on, but Florida's not home. Their will is not their own. Damn. Damn, that's bad there. That's bad there. What is going on with Penn State? Struggle bus against Northwestern. That's not good. The Northwestern and the whole Dingaling car wash deal. Not good to be struggling with them. They're a terrible team. A terrible team. Louisville is the worst 4-0 team in the country, says Tony Toka Toto. Let's see. Who else is 4-0 and might not be worth a shit? What about Syracuse? Is Syracuse any good? Syracuse is so bad they're losing to Clemson. Northwestern just picked up a 3rd and 16. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Gators been eating too many s'mores. Oh, no. Oh, no. Almost 700 people in here. Hey, make sure y'all are hitting a thumbs up. Now, I know I joke about it a lot, but that is a big help to a live stream. It helps out with the algorithms and all that YouTube uses. So, I appreciate everybody hanging out and watching the noon games with me today. Commercials on all 3 right now, but got Colorado and Southern Cal on over here. Florida and Kentucky in the middle. Syracuse and Clemson over here. And we may end up changing some of these around because, Southern Cal's already up 21-0. That game's about over. We could probably turn that one off soon and put something different on over there. But make sure you hit the thumbs up if you're excited about today's games. We got some good ones. I'm going to be uploading videos today during halftime, too, like I normally do. So I'll have all my halftime reactions today. Halftime of all the noon games, I'll do a video. Halftime of all the afternoon games, I'll upload a video, and then halftime of the primetime games, I'll do my halftime reports today. And a lot of live streaming, some great games on in all 3 time slots today. Make sure y'all are hitting that thumbs up. It really is a big help. Is Kentucky a threat to the Dogs? No, I don't think so. Kentucky plays the same kind of football Georgia plays. They're just not as good at it as Georgia is. What was the spread for USC? 21.5. 21.5. What you got there? There's a couple Strombolis in there.
The Bolies.
Hot Pocket. A Stromboli is basically a hot pocket. That's basically what it is. We decided that yesterday. I like Strombolis, but it's basically like. It's like the only respectable way as a grown-up you can eat a Hot Pocket. Let's go to the Italian place and order a Stromboli. Just because you're too fucking embarrassed to go to Kroger and buy a box of Hot Pockets is what it is. Because that's what that is, a Hot Pocket. It's a Hot Pocket. Man, I ain't got nothing yet. I got some leftover ground sausage and white gravy. Well, ain't nothing. Put it on a biscuit, man. What are you doing? You got sausage gravy? Put it on a biscuit, man. What are you doing? You've got sausage gravy? Put it on a biscuit, man. Come on. Let's go, man. Put it on a biscuit. Yeah, Southern Cal 21, Colorado 0. Clemson up 14-7 over Syracuse. Clemson does have the ball. Florida now trails 16-0. Second and 11. Graham Cracker Mertz under pressure, steps up, gets rid of it. Incomplete off the receiver's hands. Heard footsteps in that. Flag comes in. Not sure what this is going to be. Defensive holding? Is that what it is? Yeah, defensive holding in the secondary against Kentucky. So, bad penalty for Kentucky there is going to give Florida a first down. Touchdown Northwestern. What? Oh my God. Yep, 9-3. Extra point will make it 10. Jesus. Penn State, what are you doing? What are you doing? Northwestern's that, you know what Northwestern is? Where they fired that coach for doing the ding-a-ling car wash.
Should be ashamed.
Yeah.
Letting them beat you.
Ding-a-ling car wash. Yeah, at Northwestern. That hazing shit they were doing. They were making freshmen run through the ding-a-ling car wash. That's what they called it. That's what they called it.
I thought that's what you called it.
Well, third down coming up for Florida. About 4 yards to go. 14 minutes left in the second quarter. You don't know anything about the ding-a-ling car wash? What? Do you not pay attention to college football during the offseason? 3rd and 4. Florida's got the ball on their own 40. They need to get across the 44 for a first down. Graham Cracker Mertz in a shotgun. Pearsall in motion. Snap. Handoff to Etienne. He's hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss of a yard. 4th and 5 coming up now for Florida. Nowhere to go on that play. Florida's going to have to kick it away. Nice run by Colorado across midfield into Southern Cal territory down at the 43. 1st and 10 Colorado. They're down 3 scores, 21-0 with 14 minutes to go. Shedeur Sanders in a shotgun. Snap. Back to throw. Receiver went one way. Football went the other way. Incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Florida kicks it away. And it's going to go into the end zone for a touchback. Kentucky will have the ball. 1st and 10 after a touchback. USC trying to beat Oregon in the Who Can Score More on Colorado Championship. 2nd and 10 now for Colorado. On the Southern Cal 47-yard line. Shedeur back to throw. Hitch pass complete. Across the 45 to the 40. It's going to be a couple of yards short of a first down. 3rd and short coming up for Colorado. 13:40 to go in the second quarter. Syracuse throws incomplete on 1st and 10. They still trail Clemson 14-7. 13:30 to go in the second quarter. Wow. Ray Davis again. 20-yard gain. I don't know. Boy, Florida. God almighty. This Florida, you know what Florida looks like? Florida looks like Ohio State every single time Ohio State plays Michigan. That's what this is starting to look like. It's just, Florida looks like Ohio State every time Ohio State plays Michigan. They're just getting, look at it again. 25, 30, 35, 40 yards. I mean, this guy's going to have 250 yards rushing in the first fucking half.
Beast.
An absolute monster. Look at this guy. They can't tackle him. That number 10 ought to have his scholarship revoked. Mitchell, what are you doing, son? Wow. Florida ought to be embarrassed and ashamed of themselves. Where are all those idiots that have been running around talking about how Florida's got the best defense in the SEC and all this dumb shit? You're about to give up 300 yards rushing in the first fucking half. Georgia doesn't give up 300 yards rushing in the first half of a season. Colorado just scored a touchdown in that. Does Southern Cal have a white defensive back? Boy, Southern Cal's down bad, ain't they? Southern Cal's got a white defensive back. Boy, they down real bad. So you know Southern Cal's defense is down bad. Wow. Wow. Is that one of Dabo Swinney's kids? Must be one of Dabo Swinney's kids. I don't know. Yeah, Dan Jackson's terrible. If you watched him play this year, can't tackle, can't cover, can't do anything. Hey, Lou, can we adjust the scoreboard so we can see the Clemson game? There you go. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. 1st and 10 for Kentucky. 10:20 to go in the first quarter. Whoa, hitting the backfield and dropped that time. That was not Ray Davis. Loss of a couple of yards. 2nd and about 12 coming up now for Kentucky around the 15-yard line. Did you see the yards per rush for Kentucky, Lou? No. You want me to look? It's got to be through the roof. Wow. Ray Davis has 190 yards rushing already. Almost 20 yards a carry.
Again.
9 carries, 190 yards. That's 20 yards a carry. Boy, Florida is straight, just hot. I mean, just steam coming off of it, like it just got laid somewhere. Just a fresh fucking pile of absolute shit. How's that Stromboli? Okay. It ain't a steaming pile, is it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Cause basically it's a expensive Hot Pocket is all it is. That's a $15 Hot Pocket. Hot Pocket. The Hill people think Florida ain't no good, woo. They ain't no good. South Carolina or SC has White Tonto's nephew at DB. Damn. Yeah, they must be down bad defensively. Kentucky is the real deal murder ball. Yeah, Kentucky is what Alabama wishes they were. How sad is that, man? Think about how far Bama's fallen. Kentucky is what Bama wishes they were. Man, that is bad. That is bad. Dingling Car Wash is playing Penn State coaches showering with the team. Wow.
Oh, gross.
Wow. Absolutely disgusting. Vandy gave Kentucky a better game than this. Vandy may beat Florida 2 years in a row as well. Sad days for Florida, man. Yeah, Florida's just not any good. USC trying to beat Oregon in the who can score. Oh, Rhino. Wow, Rhino. I don't know how I missed that earlier. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. That is very generous of you. Very generous of you. Hope you're doing all right, man. Andrew says, I'm in Augusta area. Where did you get food from? That came from the pizza joint. The Stromboli, you talking about the $15 Hot Pocket? The Stromboli, that came from the pizza joint. Yeah, the pizza joint. Penn State going to be down to Northwestern at the half after they punt. Yeah, that's bad. Almost as bad as Georgia being down to South Carolina at the half. Almost as bad as Georgia being down to South. It's almost like no matter how good you are, sometimes you play bad. Thanks for streaming, Lou. Yeah, Rhino. I'm glad you're hanging out today, man. It's good to see you around. It's good to see you around. Northwestern is putting Penn State through the ding-a-ling car wash right now. Yeah, they are. Just you know. All in their face with it, too. Huh? Yeah.
I mean, I guess you were lucky if one of them was, short.
I don't know. Klubnik has that pass batted down at the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 5 coming up for Clemson on their own 22-yard line. They're still up 14-7 over the Fruit. 21-7 now your score. Southern Cal up on Colorado. Southern Cal keeps it on the ground on 1st and 10. Only picks up 2 or 3 yards. 2nd and 6 coming up now for Southern Cal. Kentucky 1st and goal from the 3. You already know this is going to result in a touchdown. There's nothing Florida can do about it. Ray Davis handoff. Ray Davis touchdown. The ruling on the field is a touchdown. Ray Davis fumbled. One of the referees did this. So it's going to be, did he fumble before the ball crossed the plane or after? Yeah, that's a touchdown. That's a touchdown, Kentucky. It's going to be 23-0, Kentucky up over Florida. And Florida's season is officially over. They're down bad, real bad. Florida is making Ray Davis look like Barry Sanders. Yeah, that's pretty bad too, isn't it? That is pretty bad. Let me find these nitwits on Facebook who wouldn't shut up about Florida's defense too. Nothing wrong with a little mid-game trolling on the internet. RR, thank you for the super chat. He says, I know where Dabo's kids ain't. Uncle Henry Swinney's house. Yeah, they're definitely not there. Uncle Henry not allowed legally to be around any kiddos. UJ fan says, can't wait until the Florida man calls in talking about rolling Kentucky. Yeah, shout out to Octavian. Boy, Octavian's going to be down like super low. Sprite Man says, Florida fans currently have a plastic bag over their head in public places. RC says, shout out to Octavian on his SEC East prediction. Watching you from Japan, Lou. Wow. All the way over in Japan? You over there for work or what? Vacation? What? Damn, Japan.
What time is it there? Midnight? I don't even know. That's purely a guess. Sunbelt Billy brought his paper plate. Yeah, he did a giant one. And he pushed it right out to midfield, and he took a giant shit on it on national television here in the first half.
Yeah?
Ray Davis is averaging like 15 yards a carry. Sorry, I don't mean to yell at you. You know how I get. Go ahead and whatever you're doing there. I get carried away and I explaining shit, and I turn and start yelling and explaining stuff to her, and she's like, yeah. Meanwhile, she doesn't have any idea. Yeah. Konnichiwa. Yeah. Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. Yeah, what was that guy's name? RC? Yeah, Domo arigato and Mr. Roboto. RC, appreciate you tuned in and too. Georgia Tech winning the ACC. Oh my God, people are getting silly as shit. Y'all are getting Georgia Tech's winning the ACC. When?
What is that person smoking?
When and in what sport?
Right.
Because it ain't going to be football.
It's a little too early to be drinking, all right?
3rd and 12 for Clemson. Klubnik back to throw. In the pocket. Scrambles out to his right. Looking downfield. Has to throw it away. Nowhere to go with the ball. And the Clemson man will have to punt it away on 4th and 12. But wait, there is a flag down. Is this going to be some kind of pass interference? After the play was over, personal foul on Syracuse. Wow. Wow, that's going to give Clemson a first down. What a stupid penalty. What are you doing? Gamecocks stunned Tennessee again, says Futon John Archer. It would be one of the funniest losses of the day. And you know me, I'm all in favor of funny losses. Anytime I can get them. Dion's about to have a heart attack on the sideline. I don't know what's going on with that. Over there looking like Urban Meyer. This is the big one. Ethel, I'm coming to see you. Fucking Fred Sanford. Colorado's got the ball on their own 22. 3rd and 8. They're down 14 with 8:45 to go in the second quarter. Big play by Clemson. Down inside the red zone. 2nd and 10 for Florida. Graham Cracker Mertz throws complete short over the middle, and the receiver got blown up right away. Might have gained 2 or 3 yards. That's it. Huge hit by the Kentucky linebacker. 3rd and 8. Pass incomplete. Colorado's going to have to kick it away. What a hit. Jesus. 3rd and 7. Empty backfield for Graham Cracker Mertz. Yeah, that's going to be a false start on Florida. Back them up even more. 2nd and 6 for the Taters inside the 10-yard line on the 9. Klubnik shotgun. Throws. Complete. Tunnel screen. Has blockers. Upended, though, at the 5. Short of a first down. 3rd and about 2 coming up for the Tater. From the 5-yard line. Third and 12. Graham Cracker Mertz in a shotgun. Snap. Back to throw. Looking. Throws over the middle. Caught. Nice catch in traffic. Needed 12. Picked up 13. Good route. Good throw. Good catch. In traffic. 1st and 10, Florida. Nice return by Southern Cal on that Colorado punt. Sets them up with great field position. 1st and 10 in the red zone at the 23. Caleb Williams in a shotgun. 3 wide receivers. Snap. Hands it off. Nowhere to go.
pass attempt for Ricky Pearsall falls incomplete for Florida. 2nd and 10. Diving attempt, just unable to come down with it. Incomplete pass. Would have been a hell of a catch, no doubt about it. Florida now hit with a personal foul, hands to the face. That's going to back them up 15 yards, put them in a hole. 2nd and 11 for Southern Cal. Caleb Williams shotgun, back to throw, looks to his left, now throws over the middle, caught on a post, touchdown, wide open. It's going to be 28-7. Southern Cal's up on Colorado. Wow. Tennessee must be a dumpster fire. Yeah. Tennessee lost to this Florida team. You believe that? I do. You know why? They're poverty. Yeah. Since 1998. Yeah. Since 1990, just straight fucking poverty. You see that? It's just straight poverty since 1998. For Tennessee. So, yeah, I definitely believe that. I definitely believe that. I can't let you on at halftime, Octavian, because I'm doing a video at halftime. So I'm not going to be taking any calls. Second and 25 now. For Florida. They're down 23-0 to Kentucky. And now they got to call a timeout. Billy Napier doesn't know what he's doing. I mean, I don't know. What other conclusion can you come to? This is the 2nd year of this. Yeah. He doesn't know what he's doing. They're falling apart. I mean, I don't know how long do I have to go around telling people that before they believe it? He doesn't know what he's doing. Y'all talking about East Tennessee University? No, we're talking about Tennessee. They suck. Tony says, chill, Lou. Oh, are you new here? Are you new? This is chill. I am chill! Absolute fucking poverty. Florida. What's up, Josh? He says, yeah, good morning in that. Uncle Lou, Irish fan here to eat my crow. I always love your content, and I hope they win tonight. I think that'll be a good game, too. Duke and Notre Dame. I think that's going to be a good one. I do. I think that's going to be a great game. In addition to that as well. Thank you for the super chat, Josh. Captain Tripp says, Billy Napier is a Georgia man, Woo. No, he's a Florida man. And he doesn't know what he's doing. Before that, he was a Louisiana man. Yeah. I think before that, he was an Alabama man. AJ says, who's worse, Florida or Penn State? Florida, and it's not even close. I can't even believe you asked that. You have to be trolling. You have to be trolling. Who's worse between... Penn State would beat Florida by 40. Auburn with the upset of the day, says Big Mill. Yeah, good luck with that prediction. Good luck with that prediction. 22 teams in a row have claimed they were about to upset Georgia, and 22 teams in a row have fucking failed. And Auburn's going to be the 23rd. Penn State is tied with something called Northwestern. Yeah, that's terrible. Are Georgia fans scared in the comments? Of what? Of what? What are you, a Michigan man? No one's scared of you. You fucking lost to TCU, man. Sit down. Why would anybody be scared of... Georgia's won 22 games in a row. They're back-to-back national champions, undefeated this year, and currently ranked number 1. Answer your own question. Some of y'all getting a little too familiar. And gonna have to turn me back to the old me, make me remind you where your team falls in the pecking order of this shit. Now, I'm not on here to talk about Georgia. I'm on here to talk about these teams playing. But I'm your Huckleberry. So let's keep that in mind. Trace Lothar. Josh Dobbs has a better chance of growing eyebrows than Tennessee does of being relevant. Wow. That might be true, actually. That might actually be true. That might actually be true. This is entertaining. I hate the Gators, says Dustin. The Gators are getting bent over and raw dogged on national television. And live on YouTube, too. God. Wow, that's even worse. That's even worse. 3rd and 16. Graham Cracker Mertz in a shotgun. Back to throw. Complete behind the line of scrimmage. Gains 5-6 yards. Doesn't fucking matter when it's 3rd and 16. Send the kicking unit back out on the field, Sunbelt Billy. Sunbelt Billy. Oh, you better slow. You're losing down. Sunbelt Billy now, baby. I said you better slow that losing down. You've been dribbling all down your leg. Hey, Florida man, get on your knees and fucking beg. Who is Florida's next coach? I pray to God it's Lane Kiffin. I pray to God it's Lane Kiffin, because that jamoke don't know what the fuck he's doing either. Sunbelt Billy is still in over his head. Facts, and he doesn't know what he's doing.
Seems to be the running theme.
You know what Billy Napier is? Billy Napier it's like a sibling situation. Let's say you got like a 7 or 8 year old, right? And then you got like a 3-year-old, all right? And they're in the backyard playing. The 7 or 8 year old, whoever, goes and jumps in the pool, starts swimming around. The 3-year-old sitting down there going, I can do that. And he goes and he jumps his happy little ass in the pool, and what happens? He fucking drowns. Because he's got no business being there. Right. Billy Napier's a Sunbelt coach. The SEC is the deep end. Florida just continues to make poor decisions. And then this happens and they sit around doing this. I don't know what the fuck happened. I don't know, 23 to 9, I don't know what's going on. You hired Billy Napier. See, this is what you hired.
You get what you pay for, right?
My God. PETA should sue Kentucky. That poor gator is being abused. I don't even know. Does PETA even care about alligators? Not even PETA cares about alligators, I don't think. Don't look now, but Colorado's punting again. What a shock. Colorado punts again. Kentucky picks up a first down again. Nothing happening. Taters and fruit. Long field goal attempt for the fruit. Is this like a 60-yarder? This is about to be a fucking 55-yarder. Looks good, though. Nope. Couple of yards short. 55, 56-yard field goal attempt falls a couple of yards short for the Fruit. Still Clemson 14, Syracuse 7. 1st and 10 for Kentucky. Throws incomplete on a slant. 2nd and 10 coming up for Kentucky now. Dontavius Young, what's up, buddy? Good to see you in here. Says, good afternoon, Unc. Gators back at it again, putting diarrhea on the field. I was just talking about Billy Napier dribbling down his leg. I don't know. Obviously, Billy Napier got a hold of some bad Mexican food or something. That's the only thing. He must have got a hold of some bad Mexican food because he's out here with the fucking irritable bowel syndrome. That's what this has to. I mean, what do you call this? It's got to be what it is. This is irritable bowel syndrome. If irritable bowel syndrome was a football game, it would be this game right here.
Wow.
It would be this game right here. Billy Napier's got the walking shits. Every step he takes is... You know the thing where like if you're going out in the woods or something, you leave breadcrumbs so you can find your way back?
Jesus.
Everywhere Billy Napier walks, it's just a droplet of shit behind him. I mean, this guy, look at this. This is embarrassing. He doesn't know what he's doing. 3rd and 9.
What was that?
Devin Leary just threw the ball right to a Florida man and he dropped it. I mean, that just sums up everything about Florida. Kentucky feels bad for you. They throw you the ball. You drop it. Look at this. Threw it right to him. Look. What are you doing? What are you doing? Florida Crohn's disease. That's a good one, too. Let's write that down. I like that reference to Crohn's disease. IBS, Crohn's disease, Sunbelt Billy. Just making notes for a halftime video. Welcome to anybody that might be new to the channel. Make sure you hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. I post college football videos year-round. Live streams, call-in shows, all that. At halftime of the Florida game, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. At halftime of the Florida-Kentucky game, I'll put a message up on the screen that says, you know, I'm taking a break. I'll be back in 5 minutes, blah, 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 to do a halftime video. I make a halftime video during all 3 time slots of the day every Saturday, and I take about a 5-minute break. I don't end the live stream. I'll keep the live stream going, but I'll put this picture up with this message. Live stream will resume at the start of the 3rd quarter, blah, blah, blah. So don't run off. I'll be back on before the 3rd quarter starts. I just take about a 5-minute break. Slim Shady says, when did Florida hire Jonah Hill to be their DC? It's Austin Armstrong. And they've been bragging about him all week. They've been loud, too. Austin Armstrong's the next Kirby Smart and all this kind of, we got the best defense on the planet. You know, shit like that. You know, they act like this motherfucker's like he's walking around with fucking a handful of infinity rings or something, like there's nothing he can't do. Meanwhile, Ray Davis is averaging 15 yards a carry and has over 200 yards rushing in the first fucking half. One individual, one human being has over 200 yards rushing in the first half against Florida. It's absolute poverty on a level never before seen, really. Not even by Florida standards, this is bad. This is bad even by Florida standards. Tennessee fans are standing around going, damn, that's a bad defense. and they're Tennessee. They ain't got no defense either. Even Tennessee man is looking at Florida going, damn, that's bad. That's bad. Do you think Kentucky is pretty good this year, or is Florida just showing their true self? God, this is embarrassing. I think both things can be true. I said when Florida beat Tennessee, what did I say? This doesn't mean I'm wrong about Florida. This means I was wrong about Tennessee. I thought Tennessee was good. They're not. Florida is not good. Now, Kentucky might be good. It could be both. But Florida's not a good team at all. At all. Still like Washington to win the Pac-12. USC not convincing enough. I do think Washington is a more complete team than Southern Cal. They play better defense, clearly, I think, than Southern Cal does. This might be one of the most competitive seasons in recent college football memory, but ESPN would rather talk about a team getting destroyed by Oregon and USC. I don't know what you're talking about, but every Colorado game, I mean, this game's on Fox, the Colorado game. I don't care what y'all say, says Octavian. Octavian, why are you letting Mark Stoops bend you over and raw dog you, son? Why are you doing that, Octavian? Octavian, you're going to have to... Octavian, Mark Stoops has wore your asshole out so bad, you're going to have to wear a diaper for the rest of your life. You're not even going to be able to hold your own shit in. Graham Cracker Mertz throws complete up to the 45. Ricky Pearsall with the catch. Good for a first down for the Gators. 2:40 to go until halftime. 23-0 Kentucky up over Florida. If you had to pick Billy Napier or Willie Taggart, I'd probably take Billy Napier over Willie Taggart. Neither one of them are any good, though. This might be one of the most competitive seasons in recent college. Oh, Yep. The Gators got a first down. Well, shit, give Billy Napier a raise and a contract extension then. Clemson just scored again. They're now at 21-7 over Syracuse. 1st and 10 for Florida. Handoff to ETN right up the gut. Picks up about 5 yards down inside the 35 to the Kentucky 34. 2nd and 5 coming up now for Kentucky. Colorado 27. Yeah, right. Southern Cal 27, Colorado 7. 1st and 10 for Southern Cal on the Colorado 26. Caleb Williams back to throw. Complete inside the 20 to the 10. Missed tackle. Touchdown. Should have been tackled at the 15. What a catch by the Florida man. Give credit where credit is due. What a catch. All the way down to the 1 yard line, and it looks like the receiver is hurt, and that's a shame because this guy actually wants to play football. Look at that catch. Goes up and high points it with 2 hands, makes the catch, extends for the goal line, just short, but just effort all the way around here. Look at that. Wow. Great play by that Florida man there. That was a great play by the Florida man. That was a great play. Time to downgrade Sunbelt Billy to Sack Boy Billy. Wow. Not even good enough for the group of 5 anymore, huh? That's a shame. Well, don't look now, but Southern Cal scored again. 34-7. And don't worry, there's still 3 minutes to go, which is plenty of time for Colorado to go 3 and out again and give Southern Cal the ball back before halftime. They're taking Douglas to the locker room. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean anything because there's a minute to go until halftime. So a lot of times when a player gets hurt this close to halftime, they go ahead and just take him to the locker room. So that he's walking on his own. He is limping. He is limping. But just because he's going to the locker room doesn't necessarily mean anything because it's so close to the half. That's actually pretty common. And the injury occurred down here in the end zone near the locker room. So
We'll see if he's able to play in the second half. Hopefully he is. That was a hell of a catch he made. First and goal, though, for Florida now at the 1 yard line. Let's see if they can put some points on the board here at the end of the first half. Graham Cracker Mertz, snap, hands it off. Running back falls down right away. It's going to be second and goal now at the 4, loss of about 3. Billy Napier should sign an NIL deal with Pepto-Bismol, said Trace Lothar. Would that help with his runs? Let's write that down, too. Second and goal now for Florida. 40 seconds to go. Snap. Back to throw. Graham Cracker Mertz into the end zone. Touchdown. Touchdown, Florida. You know what's sad? Devin Leary, the quarterback for Kentucky, is 4 of 12 for 36 yards. Yet Kentucky's still winning 23-7. Because they can't stop this Ray Davis, this fucking runaway freight train of a human being. Shador Sanders, 2nd and 5, picks up a first down, slides at the 40. 1st and 10, Colorado with a minute and a half to go until halftime. Four wide for Colorado here on their own 39. Shador in a shotgun snap, back to throw, looks, throws, screen pass, has blockers. 45, 50, first down Colorado right at midfield. A minute 23 to go until halftime. USC 34, Colorado 7. Clemson up 21-7 over Syracuse, and they've got the ball on their own 21. Colorado keeps it on the ground that time, picks up 3 yards. 2nd and 7 on the Southern Cal 47-yard line. Colorado's going to use a timeout. That's their first timeout. 2nd and 7 when they come back. Florida set to kick off here with 34 seconds to go until halftime. Just a reminder, when the Florida-Kentucky game goes to halftime, I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to put this picture up on the screen here that tells you I'll be back at the start of the third quarter. I do a halftime video during these live streams where I recap the first half of all the games. So I'm going to mute the audio, put this picture up for 5 or 10 minutes, and I'll be back on live before the start of the third quarter. I don't know if it's just me or if it's getting warm in here. Is it all the hopping around and yelling that I'm doing, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah. I'm getting a lot. Turn the fan on. I'm getting a little warm in here. Kentucky's just going to keep it on the ground and try to get to halftime here with this 23-7 lead. It's time for Gator fans to pull out fire Napier signs. If your Vols have Vols, you have to wonder how you lost to this team. Yeah, well, it's because neither one of them are any good. Tennessee or Florida. Either one. Either one. All right, it's halftime. Kentucky 23, Florida 7. Again, I will be back at the start of the third quarter. I'm not ending the stream. I'm just going to put this picture up right here. I'm going to mute the audio. I'm going to do a halftime video, upload it to YouTube, and I will be back on here just like this, live at the start of the third quarter. Come on back, hang out with me. Let's watch the second half of these games.
for 36. All right. I'm back like vertebrae. I'm back like vertebrae. Think about it. All right, how y'all doing? Y'all ready for some second half football? Let me refill my water. Ray Davis on the ground on 1st and 10. Only picks up 3 yards. Massive improvement. Massive halftime adjustment there by the Florida defensive staff. Ray Davis only gains 3 yards that time instead of his usual 18. All right, let's watch some second half football. 23-7 is your score. Kentucky up over Florida. Other two games still on halftime. Pass complete. First down, Kentucky out past the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Penn State shouldn't even be in the spot they are in, LOL. Yeah, Penn State should be blowing out Northwestern. I haven't watched not even 1 second of that game, so I can't really comment about what's going wrong. But obviously, if you're Penn State and you're tied with Northwestern at halftime, something is going wrong. First and 10. On the ground, Ray Davis. 10,
Jeez.
20, 25, 30, 33, 35-yard gain down to the 22. Unbelievable. Yards per carry average right back up now to 18, 19 yards a carry. 20 yards a carry. Just a simple trap play. Makes a man miss in the hole and he's gone. Wow. First and 10 on the 23. Play action pass. Complete on a slant. Close to a first down. Might be a first down. In the red zone. No letting up for Kentucky on the first drive of the second half. They're marching right down the field. Unbelievable. First and 10, Kentucky on the Florida 13. This is just humiliating for Florida. Just humiliating. Wow. On the ground, Ray Davis pushes forward for about 2, maybe 3 yards. Not much there that time. Second and about 8 coming up for Kentucky. Where is Kentucky ranked after this epic slaughter? I would think it always depends on what happens with the teams. I would say it depends on what happens with the other teams in like the 15 to 25 range, but you'd have to think Kentucky's going to be probably top 20-ish or so. If this keeps up. I mean, we still got a lot of football, but I mean, it's not looking good for Florida right now. But 2nd and 7, Leary under center this time. Snap, handoff, pounds forward for 4 yards. 3rd and about 3 coming up for Kentucky. Can we get a Mullen it over from Dan Mullen on this game? Dontavius. Fire whatever coach. They're not going to fire Billy Napier this year. I still think next year will be Billy Napier's last year at Florida. I've been saying it since last year that I think Billy Napier is going to last 3 years and that's it. I think next year will be his last year. Second half underway. Clemson and Syracuse just got started. Devin Leary back to throw. That's got to be pass interference. There it is. Yeah, Florida defender tackled the wide receiver in the end zone. That's like the most obvious pass interference ever. And the defensive back gets up and he's like, what? What? I mean, what? He literally tackled the guy in the end zone. Nobody what happens. He's coming back next year. Yeah, he'll be back next year for sure. But I think next year will be his last year. I was wondering who might give Georgia a decent game in the East. I never considered Kentucky, but maybe should have. Kentucky's problem with Georgia is that they play the same brand of football. Kentucky's got the same problem against Georgia that like Michigan would have against Georgia. They play the same brand of football, and Georgia's better at it. You have to be able to spread the ball. Like, Devin Leary was 4 for 12 passing in the first half for 40 yards. That's not beating Georgia. You have to spread the field out and throw to beat Georgia. You can't just line up and run it down Georgia's throat. I mean, it's just won't work. It won't happen. Even with Ray Davis in Kentucky. I mean, until Kentucky drastically improves their ability to throw the ball downfield, they're not going to beat Georgia. First and goal now for Kentucky after that pass interference penalty in the end zone. Y'all want me to turn off the Southern Cal Colorado game and put something else on? Clemson and Syracuse, Florida, Kentucky, Colorado, Southern Cal. But if y'all want me to change one of these up, let me know. Ray Davis touchdown. There's a flag down though.
Oh no.
There's a flag down there, so hold on. There's a flag down. Too many people on the field for Florida. So Florida's got 12, 13 players playing defense and still can't stop Ray Davis. Touchdown is good. It's going to be 30-7. Kentucky's going to be on top. Texas A&M and Arkansas. All right, I'll turn off the Colorado game. I mean, that's just a massive blowout anyway. Texas A&M and Arkansas, you say? All right, got Texas A&M and Arkansas. So Texas A&M and Arkansas, Florida, Kentucky, Syracuse, Clemson. Uncle Lou, I'm a huge fan of yours. Do you have a helmet of every team? Just curious. I've got every Power 5 team, and I've got like 40 other, like Group of 5, FCS, service academies. I've got the entire Ivy League. I've got about 115 helmets. If you want to know about a certain team in particular, you can ask me. But I've got every Power 5 team. But if you're curious about a certain Group of 5 team or FCS or something like that, if you can ask me, and if I have it, I'll show it to you. Switch the Tater game to Penn State, all right? Ding-a-ling Car Wash. Big Ten Network. There we go. Uncle Lou, want to hear something funny? KB says Florida beats Georgia. What, talking about Kangaroo Black? Well, you know how Alabama fans are. Alabama fans know they're not winning anything at all this year, so their only hope is that Georgia doesn't win anything. Burn the Florida helmet? Burn it? Damn. That seems a little drastic. Northwestern is horrible. Yeah, that's a fact, which makes this pretty embarrassing for Penn State. Lou, what we doing for the Florida game? Oh, I don't have any idea. I don't know if I'm having anybody over this year because I might be going to Pete's house for a game when Nate goes to visit Pete. So I don't know if I'm doing anything here this year. Lou had me confident to put 100 on Florida to cover. Good thing it was a free bet from FanDuel. Yeah, don't make bets off of my predictions. Look, my predictions are just that, my predictions. Don't be going around placing bets because Uncle Lou said this or that. Don't do that. I don't bet on every game I predict. I don't ever bet on more than 1 or 2 games a week. I make 10, 15, 20 predictions a week. I didn't bet on the Florida-Kentucky game. At least Lou got a shit sticker and cover up the gator on the helmet. Now that might be interesting. Or what if I buy one of those plastic piles of fake dog shit and just put it on there.
There you go.
That might be, now that I might can do. That I might can do. Put Texas A&M on the your season is over table if Max is hurt. Is he hurt? Because the starter's already gone for the season, Connor Wegman. Did Max Johnson get hurt in this Texas A&M Arkansas game? I just turned it on, so I don't know much about it. You are right about one thing. We Alabama fans know we aren't winning anything this year. Well, most of us do, says Hacker Music. Yeah, this just doesn't look like the year for Bama. Just offensively, they're not going to have enough. Their defense is good enough, but offensively, they're not going to have enough to win it all. I mean, if they played a team with a really, really good offense, I find it hard to believe that they'd be able to keep up, offensively. That was a great. Your season is over last Sunday, says Frank Carone. Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Frank. Those are my favorite videos to do. I love the Your Season is Over videos. I have a lot of fun with those. Hunt Dog, thank you for the super chat. He says, love the channel, Lou. If we fail to score 30 again, I think our helmet should flip upside down. Yeah, we need to be scoring 30 minimum. I kind of agree with you there. I guess it kind of depends how the game goes, but I turned the Georgia helmet upside down and put it on the group of 5 shelf at one point last week until they finally got their shit together. Longhorns moved to number 1 this week, says James Fonda. I doubt that. Anyway, I mean, if Georgia and Michigan lose, maybe. Dylan tried to tell Octavian this would happen. Oh, yeah, Octavian's going to have to go on with Dylan next week and explain himself, isn't he? 20-16, Texas A&M up over Arkansas. It's coming up on 7 minutes to go in the third quarter. Penn State Northwestern on over here. Penn State now up 17-10, and they've got the ball in Northwestern territory, but it's going to be 3rd and 8 coming up now for Penn State. 3rd and 2 now for Texas A&M. They're up 4. They've got the ball on their own 33-yard line. They need to get across the 35 for a first down. Under center. They're going to hand it off. Bounces outside, tries to get to the corner, stiff arm, and I think he got it. Lanning is a Northwestern guy. He's where he wants to be. You're not talking about Northwestern, the school. You're talking about geography, I think, right? You're saying he wants to stay at Oregon. You're not talking about Northwestern, the university. Clemson is awesome, says Steve Jones. I bet they're winning the stats again in this game. Schedules don't win championships. That's a fact. That is a fact. Ray Davis is him. He's had a career day today. 3rd and 5 for Florida on the Kentucky 45. They trail 30-7. Graham Cracker Mertz in a shotgun, back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, wants to run. He's not going to get it. Falls forward for a couple of yards, but it's going to be 4th and 3, and you get the feeling Florida's going to have to go for this here on the Kentucky 42, 43-yard line. American Trash says, how did we lose to this? Are you a Tennessee fan? You talking about Florida? Yeah, that just goes to show you how bad Tennessee is, right? Tennessee's not very good. Because Florida's terrible. Fourth and 3. Florida's going to go for it. On the Kentucky 43. They need to get across the 40. Graham Cracker Mertz back to throw. Steps up again. He's going to be sacked. Oh. No. Wow. That play is hard to even describe. Graham Mertz was getting sacked. He was literally almost on the ground, and he basically tossed the ball to ETN, the running back.
Oh.
And ETN picked up the first down. That's what you call improvisation there by Graham Cracker Mertz. Instead of a 5-yard sack, it's a nice gain for Florida. Hard to even describe what happened there. They're going to blow this dead, and I guess, are they going to take a look to see if Mertz was down? No, Kentucky takes a timeout. I didn't think Mertz was down.
I didn't think Mertz was down. I don't know if Kentucky's taking a timeout hoping they'll review it or what, but it didn't look like Mertz was down. Pick six. Texas A&M scores. Texas A&M scores on a pick six, and the extra point is good. 27-16 now. Texas A&M up over Arkansas. How do you let the neckbeards beat you this bad? Says Trace Lothar. This is a beatdown of biblical proportions going on right here. You're 100% right. 100% right. You think Florida fans are ready for basketball season yet? Says CTV. I don't know. I don't know. Oh, man. Someone else want to type pick six, Texas A&M, LOL. As a Florida fan, I'm ready for baseball season, says Mitchell. Yeah, the neckbeards are putting one on Florida today. That pick six by Texas A&M was a tipped ball at the line of scrimmage, and it fell right into the arms of a defensive lineman, and he picked it off and walked in for a touchdown. Penn State kickoff goes into the end zone. They're now up 20-10 over Northwestern. Lou, I'm a little worried about Beck and Bobo today. Beck and Bobo will be fine. I don't know why you'd be worried about Bobo at all. Hostile environments don't affect play calling. Bobo has been lights out this year as an offensive coordinator. Offensive coordinator's job is no different, home or away. I can understand being concerned about Beck since he's never had a road start before, but I don't understand the Bobo concern. I really want Carolina to win. Lou, I'm worried about Gamecocks today. It's going to be tough for Carolina to pull that off. I mean, Spencer Rattler's been hot, and he's obviously going to have a great game tonight. But I don't know if South Carolina's got enough around him. I mean, I know Leggett's a good wide receiver, but no running game at all. Tennessee can get pressure on the QB. Carolina has a hard time protecting Rattler. Carolina can't stop the run. Tennessee is a pretty good running team. It seems like a bad matchup for South Carolina. Dingaling Car Wash out of service now, says Trace Lothar. Yeah, they got a closed. Please come back later sign up. Down 10 now to Penn State. They need to fire the Sun Belt Bowel movement. Florida is terrible under him. Yeah, and it's only going to get worse. Next year is going to be his worst year. Next year is going to be Napier's worst year. Whatever his record is this year, it's going to be worse next year. Next year, in the non-con, Florida's got to play, of course, Florida State. They also play Miami. They also play Central Florida. 3 Power 5 non-con games next year for Florida. Plus 8 SEC games that they're going to lose the majority of. So they're in for a really rough year. 1st and 10 for Florida. Graham Mertz back to throw. Steps up in the pocket. Finds a wide open Ricky Pearsall for a touchdown. Ricky Pearsall with an acrobatic touchdown. 33-yard touchdown catch. KJ Jefferson sacked by Texas A&M on 3rd and 6. They're going to have to punt it away. Did they fumble again? No. Is Florida going to lose every other team in the state of Florida next year? Yeah, they're going to lose to Miami, Florida State, and Central Florida, plus the overwhelming majority of their SEC games. Stop worrying about Alabama. There ain't a team in the country that's worried about Alabama, I promise. They're not any good. Pearsall gone after this year. Gators won't have any offense next year. Says LS Momo 55. It looks like Florida wants to go for 2 here. Octavian wants to know if he should coach the team next year. Well, Billy Napier will be coaching next year, but you might can apply for 2025. They will be looking for a coach for 2025. Florida scored, but they still losing. Yeah, they're getting blown out. It's going to be 30 to, 15? They're reviewing the touchdown. It looks like a touchdown to me. Yeah, touchdown Florida. Dion can't win with those bums in Colorado, says Auburn fan. 34-14. So Colorado has managed to score in the third quarter. It looks like Southern Cal is taking the Oregon approach and letting off the gas in the third quarter. You worried about Bobo taking a head coach job, Lou? Not really. He's had his chance and he didn't. He wasn't very good. So I think his head coaching days are probably over. Lou, when Georgia scores touchdowns, say fire Mike Bobo like you did last week. I laughed at that. LOL. That's how these Georgia fans are. I don't understand the Mike Bobo hate from Georgia fans. I don't get it. I don't understand it. Our offense is better right now than it was at this point last season in terms of points per game, passing yards, pretty much everything except running statistics. The running statistics are down versus last year, but there's two obvious reasons for that. Number one, we don't have the talent at the running back position that we had last year. Number two, injuries. So none of that is Mike Bobo or Carson Beck's fault. Georgia's got some issues. Mike Bobo and Carson Beck aren't any of them, in my opinion. Dan Lanning to Florida, says Octavian. You talk trash about Bobo and Muschamp when they were at SC. Yeah, because they weren't any good there. What? Muschamp was a head coach. What does that have to do with him being an elite defensive coordinator? I'm trying to figure out exactly how dumb you are. I'm trying to figure that out. You don't think Will Muschamp's an elite defensive coordinator? Then you're just fucking retarded. That doesn't mean he's a good head coach. He's not. He's a terrible head coach. Same thing with Mike Bobo. You have any idea how bad the talent was on South Carolina when Muschamp and Bobo were there? Something tells me you don't. The most points Georgia ever scored in a season happened with Mike Bobo as offensive coordinator 10 years ago. Where's the Auburn and Georgia game today played? At Auburn. The game's at Auburn at 3:30. That stream will be on the Patreon page. We'll be streaming all the 3:30 games just like we're doing here for the noon games, but that's going to be on the Patreon page. So if you want to hang out for the 3:30 games, click the Patreon link in the description of the video. It'll take you to the Patreon page. I'll post a link on the Patreon page itself around 3:15 for that 3:30 stream. Uncle Lou says, come on, you act like UGA is playing lights out. They haven't looked any better than Bama. You haven't watched a single football game if you don't see any difference between Georgia and Bama. You haven't seen a single football game. Trying to say that Bama is just as good as Georgia is literally the dumbest comment I will read all day. It doesn't matter what anybody else types the rest of the day. That's the dumbest fucking thing anybody will type on the internet today. Period. My God. You have to be a fucking moron. Jesus Christ. Machines must help you breathe. I'm not kidding. That's the absolute dumbest thing I will read on the internet all day. Nothing else will even come close to that. Alabama is just as good as Georgia. Georgia's averaging 41, 42 points a game. Carson Beck is 14th in the country in passing yards. Jalen Mildew can't complete a pass from me to her. Well, you have to be out of your ever-loving fucking mind. Boy, this is why Gumps get laughed at.
5-star dummy.
I'm dead serious. It's people like you are the reason why everybody laughs at Alabama fans on the internet. Holy shit, that was fucking stupid. 2nd and 13. Ray Davis picks up a few yards on the ground. Kentucky up 30-14, 5.5 minutes to go in the third. Penn State up 10, 20-10. Under 2 minutes to go in the third. Second and goal for Penn State. A&M up 27-16 over Arkansas. Max Johnson back to throw, under pressure and has to get rid of it. Throws incomplete. Pass incomplete for Kentucky on 3rd and 9. They're going to have to kick it away. Florida's going to get the ball back. Florida getting a little bit of momentum here halfway through the third quarter. Scored on their last possession. Now forcing Kentucky into a punt here. We'll see if Florida can do anything. Cold out here says, just think my team LSU wanted this bum for a coach. Sunbelt Sammy. Yeah, Sunbelt Billy don't know what he's doing. Bama would be favored over Georgia if them tomorrow. No, they wouldn't. That's just... What are you... No, they wouldn't. Bama would not be favored over Georgia. Bama wouldn't even be favored over Georgia if the game was played at Bama. Georgia could play on the road at Bama and still be favored over them, says Zachary. Yeah. Georgia'd be probably a touchdown favorite over Bama. Maybe a little more. Georgia would be favored by 21 if they played today. I don't know about that. No, Georgia wouldn't be favored by 21 over Bama. It'd be around a touchdown, 6, 7 points. 6 or 7 points. Seems like Bama fans can't accept reality. Yeah, they can. Well, you're talking about a group of people who think the movie Forrest Gump was a documentary. So it's not a surprise that they don't understand football. If Northwestern had better coaching, they would probably be winning. I don't know about that. They also need a lot more talent. Lou, if my Vols lose tonight, can you be gentle? We'll be like little abused puppies. No, I'm not gentle on anybody that loses, even Georgia included. No, nobody gets treated with kid gloves around here for losing. Ah, damn. Arkansas just fumbled a punt. Texas A&M jumped on it. The Syracuse quarterback is awful. Yeah, Garrett Schrader or whatever his name is. He can run around a little, but he's like a poor man's Riley Leonard. Northwestern with an empty backfield on 1st and 10, going deep. Incomplete. 2nd and 10 coming up for Northwestern. They're now down 27-10. Lots of blowouts with these noon games. Are any games close? Are any of the games close? Texas A&M's fixing to blow Arkansas out. Penn State's pouring it on now over Northwestern. Kentucky's treating Florida like a runaway orphan. 0-13 SEC championship, 7-13 against Bama in Athens, 1-1 national championship. Stop flexing over one win in 8 years. I'm not flexing about beating Bama once in 8 years. I'm flexing about being better than Bama right now, today. No one gives a shit what Alabama did last year, the year before, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago. Nobody. You know who does give a shit about what Alabama did a long time ago? Alabama fans. Because they don't have anything to be happy about today. Because they're fucking garbage today. They're a fucking disaster and a train wreck. Jalen Mildew is a fucking disaster. Their second string quarterback is even worse. Tyler Buckner's a throwaway from Notre Dame. Tommy Reese's pet chihuahua, to bring him down there. This guy sucks worse than the other two. The offensive line is terrible. You give up 19 sacks a game. Texas lit you up like a Christmas tree. You're just not very good. You got a South Florida, worst performance I've ever seen from any Nick Saban team ever. You're just not very good. That's just the reality. And I know it makes you mad, so you want to talk about beating Georgia in 2017 or whatever national title you won in 2015 and all that, because there's nothing you can talk about today. Nothing. You're not any good today. You weren't good enough to make the playoffs last year. You're not good enough to make the playoffs this year. All you can do is sit around and watch Georgia play. That's all you can do. 1st and 10 for Florida. Graham Cracker Mertz throws complete on an out route, good for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 coming up now for Florida. Colorado still making a bowl. Winnable games against Arizona, Arizona State, and Stanford. Yeah, if they win all 3 of those, then yeah, they will make a bowl. They need to win 3 more games. They need to win 3 more games. UJ sucks this year. Watch them struggle with Auburn today. Well, that wouldn't be as bad as struggling with South Florida, but I really don't care about struggling. It's about winning. Something Alabama can't do enough of lately. Your best win each of the last 2 seasons is against something called Ole Miss. Anything better than Ole Miss, you lose. You can't beat any. Your best win last year was Ole Miss. Your best win this year is Ole Miss. Yeah, prop yourself up. You beat Ole Miss. Throw a parade. Yay! We beat Ole Miss 2 regular seasons in a row. Yay! I want to go to Hawaii. Yay! We beat Lane Kiffin. Yay! God damn, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? What is wrong with you? Remember when Alabama fans used to talk about national titles and how good they were today and all that kind of... Not anymore. Everything's a history lesson with Alabama fans now. There ain't no difference today between Alabama fans and Nebraska fans. All they do is talk about how good they used to be. That's it. It's really sad to see. It really is. It really is. Especially these Alabama fans who are like 25 years and younger. They've never experienced this before, so they don't know how to handle it. So they make dumb fucking comments on the internet like this 12-year-old that's in here now talking about Bama would beat Georgia and be favored by Georgia and owns Georgia and Georgia's terrible and Georgia don't want none of Bama and all this. This is what happens when you got 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old Bama fans who are not used to seeing Alabama suck dick on a regular basis like they do this season. They can't beat any decent teams. Their best win last year was Ole Miss. Their best win this year is Ole Miss. They got beat by 2 teams last year that Georgia blew out, and then they sat around and cried for the entire month of December that they should have been in the playoffs. How about win your fucking games, dummy? You want to get in a 4-team playoff? Win your fucking games. You lost to the 2 best teams you played, you fucking idiot. Tennessee beat you. How embarrassing is that? We blew them out. LSU beat you. How embarrassing is that? Georgia blew them out. You're not on that level. I know it makes you mad. I know you're not used to seeing it. But that's the reality you're living in today. Forrest Gump is not real. It's a fucking made-up movie. It's not a documentary. He's not the best halfback Alabama ever had. Okay? He's not. It's fucking fake. It's made up. It's no different than Rudy. Fucking idiot. Tuscaloosa, East Mississippi poverty and potatoism. Alabama over Mississippi State. Yeah, big. Alabama will win big over Mississippi State. Mississippi State's the 2nd worst team in the SEC behind Vandy. Or right in front of Vandy. Where's the thing at?
I'm not a smart man.
Here. Listen to that for about 5 fucking minutes.
I'm not a smart man. 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 I'm
5-star dummy.
Hey, Florida man. What's that say right there? What's that say right there? What's that say? You're getting humiliated at Kroger Field, dummies. Second and 6. Swing pass picks up 3 or 4 for Kentucky. Third down coming up. Kentucky man limping off the field there. Hope he's okay. Third and 4. Leary throws. Batted down. Tipped at the line. Incomplete. 4th and 4 for Kentucky. Florida defense playing better in the third quarter. Gave up that 1 touchdown on the first possession of the third quarter, but since then, forced a couple of Kentucky punts. Auburn 28, Georgia 17, says Chris Murray. Boy, yeah, I'd love to find somebody that's actually willing to bet on the Georgia-Auburn game. I'd love that. I don't know if there's anybody that dumb in the comments section, though, but if there is, let me know. I'd love to make a bet on the Georgia-Auburn game. Kentucky gets the kick away. Bounces down inside the 20. 15, 14, 13, down to the 12.5-yard line. 1st and 10, Florida on the 12-yard line. What's up, King? Good to see you in here. We're doing good. Hope y'all are all right. Clemson is back? Back to what? The Cheez-It Bowl? Yeah, they're back to the Cheez-It Bowl, or whatever they call it now, the Pop-Tart Bowl, or whatever it is, yeah. Clemson right back to that. Florida's going to lose a yard on that first down run. ETN with the carry. Dragged down behind the line of scrimmage. 2nd and long coming up for Florida. Kentucky 30, Florida 14. Auburn back? Back to what? Hiring a coach every other year? Northwestern 3rd and goal. On the 1-yard line. Let's see if they can punch it in. Nope. They can lose 12 yards, though. Northwestern going backwards. 4th and goal from the 15. Quarterback hurt, too, for Northwestern. Third and 1 for Florida. But the third quarter is going to come to an end before they snap the ball, so headed to the 4th quarter. Headed to the 4th quarter in Lexington. Kentucky 30, Florida 14. Imagine your Goose Malzoon and Tommy Tuberville being your longest reigning head coaches of the 21st century. Wow. Shout out to Goose Malzoon. Shout out to Goose Malzoon. Ricky, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, Florida fans are so high, they genuinely believe they can fly. Well, some of them are looking to jump off a bridge, if that's what you're talking about. They're going to find out real quick they can't fly, though. Yeah. I believe I can fly. I believe I can pout and cry. I can blow my slobbering runny nose. Hugh Freeze loves them hoes. Christian Russell says, is Billy Napier the worst coach in the country? Well, look, I don't know about that. I mean, he's not any good, but the fact that anybody even has to ask that, though, is pretty bad, ain't it? The fact that you even have to ask is pretty bad. No, I don't think he's the worst coach in the country, but he's closer. If you lined up all the coaches in the country from the best coach to the worst coach, he's closer to being the worst coach than he is to being the best coach. But I don't think he's the worst coach in the country, no. What are you snacking on? Dry roasted sea salt peanuts. Dry roasted sea salt peanuts. Sunbelt is the most in over his head. Yes. Now, Sunbelt Billy might be the worst coach at any major program in the country. That might be true. We'd have to make a list of major programs with bad coaches. Willie Taggart isn't a coach at a major college program right now. Lou, how do you feel about deer jerky? It's all right. It's not as good as beef jerky, but it's all right. Willie Taggart is in the NFL now. He can't be the worst college coach anymore. Yeah. We're not talking about worst coaches of all time. We're talking about worst now. Uh-oh. Florida's lining up empty backfield, 5 wide receivers. That's not good. Quarterback sneak by Graham Mertz picks up the first down. Graham Mertz is not the type of quarterback you want to go 5 wide with. You don't want to put the fate of your program in Graham Mertz's hands. Moses says, Uncle Lou, I predicted Kentucky would beat Florida. Well, the spread was only 1 or 2 points, so about half the people predicted that, but what's the spread? I might take the shitty barn to cover. It's 14 and a half. Or that's what it was this morning, 14 and a half. Uncle Lou, what Halloween candy are you passing out? I don't know. I haven't gotten any Halloween candy yet. So I don't know. Lou, this orange out at Auburn has not be a pain in my neck today. Oh, best not be a pain in my neck today. Well, an orange out is going to be a pain in the neck. The more orange you have to look at, the worse off you are. There's just nothing good about the color orange at all. Literally nothing. Think about it. Auburn, Tennessee, Clemson, Florida. Literally anything you can think of. Horrendous. Illinois. You should do a Your Coach Really Sucks segment, Uncle Woo. Auburn is doing an all-orange uniform, ? I have no idea. They might be talking about the fans wearing all orange. I don't know. Breaking news. It doesn't matter what uniforms you wear. Mertz sacked for a 82-yard loss. It's almost like Graham Mertz isn't mobile. It's almost like Graham Mertz can't move around in the pocket. It's almost like Graham Mertz has cinder blocks for feet. It's almost like everything I told you about Graham Mertz all offseason was true. Second and 23 now for Florida on their own 25 and that. Where would you rank Jaden Daniels in terms of SBs in the SEC? What? QBs? Top 5 without question. I mean, it's a down year for quarterbacks in the SEC. You got a lot of teams replacing quarterbacks. That's part of the problem. So I think Spencer Rattler's probably been the most impressive quarterback in the SEC this year. But you can probably make a case for Jaden Daniels at 2, maybe Carson Beck at 3. Alabama's 3 quarterbacks would be like ranked 16, 7, or 14, 15, and 16. There's 14 teams in the SEC, so Alabama's 3 quarterbacks would be ranked 14th, 15th, and 16th. You think Duke has a chance versus Notre Dame? I do think Duke has a chance. They're going to have to probably get up on Notre Dame early, take advantage of that crowd and the home field advantage, and jump out to a lead, and then hang on to win type of deal. Because I do think Notre Dame's a much better team than Duke. But this is most likely the biggest and best home atmosphere in the history of Duke football. So if Duke can take advantage of that and maybe jump on them early. Then I think Duke's got a chance. What's up, VicTube? VicTube. Let me set up that Patreon stream for 3:30 because probably won't have, probably going to be rushed to do it when these noon games end. Let's see, create text in that. And also in that. 3rd and 9 for Florida on their own 39-yard line. On the ground with ETN. Picks up 4 yards. It's going to be 4th and about 5 now for Florida. All right, let's set this stream up for 3:30. Schedule stream. Live Patreon stream week 5, 2023, 3:30 games. Next. Mertz on 4th and 4, short of the first down. Caught, but short of the first down. Turnover on downs. Kentucky's going to take over. Monetization off. Set time 3:30. Copy link. All right. All right, for those of you who are on the Patreon page, the link is posted on the Patreon page for the 3:30 stream. So, I mean, you don't have to click it now. The link won't go live until 3:30, but the link is there on the Patreon page. So, for any of y'all that want to hang out and watch the 3:30 games, same way we're doing the noon games, that'll be over on my Patreon page, and there is a link in the description of this video that'll take you over to the Patreon page. Just so you know. Texas A&M just scored again. Extra point. Good. 34-16. Texas A&M up now. So, there ain't no close games on we can watch the ending of. 48-21, Southern Cal up over Colorado. Only thing watching that now is if you bet on the game to see if Southern Cal continues to cover the 21.5. Kentucky up big on Florida. A&M up big on Arkansas. Minnesota has come back to take the lead over Louisiana. Clemson up big on Syracuse. Virginia up on Boston College, but literally nobody cares about that. Look, it's on the CW network. Well, the ACC's down bad. The ACC's got games on the CW network. That game came on right after a 24-hour marathon of Dawson's Creek. Remember that show?
That was a good show. I like that show.
Yeah. ACC football games on the CW network come on right after a 24-hour marathon of Dawson's Creek. It's absolute poverty. And they wonder how come they don't have any TV money. You're playing your games on the fucking CW network. I mean, God, for fuck's sake. That shit don't make no sense. Does it? You don't even know that. Well, I don't want to say you don't know that much about football. You do know that much about football, but you've only been watching football for a couple of years. And even if I said to you, let's say you asked me, hey Lou, what channel is the such and such game on? And I said, it's on the CW network. You would think I was trolling.
I would be
Like you would go, what?
Really?
Football
Yeah.
games don't come on the like even you know that. Like that's even you know that enough to know that's fucking weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Yeah. You're like, what? CW network? No, I said the football game. And I said, no, yeah, CW network. You wouldn't believe me. You wouldn't believe me. Yeah. Yeah, it's a damn shame. Y'all want the lady to call a couple of these plays? You want the lady to do some play calling for you on the Florida-Kentucky game? She's absolutely amazing. She's absolutely amazing.
So much for some exciting games at noon, huh?
Yeah, these games kind of turned out to be a dud. I mean, it's hilarious that Florida's losing. So there's that.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
That's always hilarious.
that's really been the only good thing about the noon games is just the absolute hilarity factor of Florida getting blown out by Kentucky. This will be Florida's third loss in a row to Kentucky. Wow, Kentucky owns Florida. Is the game shown on screen in the Patreon stream? No, YouTube will shut you down. It's still a YouTube stream. It's just a private link that's only available through the Patreon page. You can't show the games on YouTube. They'll shut you down. Dinner plan tonight? We're actually cooking a dinner tonight. I say we. She's going to do the cooking, but we're going to have baked pork chops, collard greens, and French fries. And an early dinner won't hurt my feelings any. I'm hungry. Are you?
I mean, I just ate that. Hot Pocket.
Oh, okay. Well,
No,
I
it's
mean,
fine.
I'm not saying now. I'm saying like do you want to cook it?
I'll
Like,
start cooking around 4. Does
Okay.
that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds good. 'Cause it don't take 30 minutes to cook the pork chops.
Now that they're completely thawed out.
They're completely thawed out, no doubt about it. What's the name of Lou's Patreon account? There's a link in the description, but I think let me see if I can post it. I think that's it. Click that link I just posted and tell me if that's the Patreon page or if I posted the wrong link.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it right there. That's the link to it right there. It's in the description of the video, but that's the link right there. You're cooking gator tail tonight? Yeah, Kentucky's been cooking it all day. All day.
Facts. Florida got Celine all mad. He done rage quit.
That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing there. Florida's getting humiliated. They're down bad. Who else plays at 3:30 today for this Patreon stream? I know Georgia and Auburn. Let's see what else. Georgia and Auburn. Michigan at Nebraska. Kansas at Texas. Indiana at Maryland. Illinois at Purdue. Bowling Green at Georgia Tech. That has a chance to be funny. Bowling Green at Georgia Tech.
Oh.
That has a chance to be funny.
Yeah, I heard you talking about their uniforms.
If Bowling Green did y'all hear about Georgia Tech's uniforms today? Please tell me you did. Please tell me. So, all these teams that aren't any good, they do these gimmick uniforms like Tennessee and other teams that aren't any good. So Georgia Tech's getting in on this shit, right? Now the uniform itself, like the Tennessee uniform, looks pretty good. The uniform itself looks pretty good. But Georgia Tech, okay, is playing a 3:30 game in Atlanta. Doesn't get dark till 8 o'clock at night. The game will be over by 7 or 7:30, okay? So they're playing this game in the daylight, okay? Black jerseys, glow-in-the-dark numbers. I mean, I guess we got to take their word for it.
I mean, I guess.
Hell, for all I know, Florida's playing in glow-in-the-dark jerseys right now. How would we know? It's a day game. Georgia Tech is playing a day game with glow-in-the-dark jerseys. How do we know?
I don't get it.
I mean, that shit don't make no sense.
Unless the nerds at Georgia Tech have figured out a way to have glow-in-the-dark numbers in the day. I don't
No,
know.
the nerds have not figured that shit out. I promise you. Glow-in-the-dark jerseys for a day game. Georgia Tech, man, I don't know. I'd like to see Georgia Tech and Florida play. That's what I'd like to see. Somebody needs to make that happen.
That would
Georgia
be
Tech versus
interesting.
Florida. Can we get that in a bowl game? Probably not. Neither one of those teams might make a bowl. Florida or Georgia Tech, either one might not make a bowl game. How do you glow in the dark jerseys for a day game? That's amazing. Unbelievable. I mean, that just don't make a bit of damn sense. Won't glow with lights on when it gets dark anyway. How would you even know at night with all the stadium lights? Well, a lot of stadiums, like at halftime or different, sometimes even when you score a touchdown, a lot of these stadiums now at night, the lights go out and those LED lights come on and shit, and you would be able to see it then. But I agree, just in general. I mean, what are we, 8 years old and we're running around the backyard with the fucking glow ring necklaces and shit? Remember that? What are we doing? I mean, you're talking about Georgia Tech can't win a football game at glow-in-the-dark jerseys, though. Come watch us play at 3 in the afternoon. We're wearing our new glow-in-the-dark jerseys. I mean, give me a break, man. Graham Cracker Mertz running for his life again. Throws down the sideline, complete for a first down. Needed 7, gained 9. 1st and 10, Gators. 7-8 minutes to go in the game. Down 3 scores in that. Georgia Tech, boy, they figure out a way to just do dumb shit over and over again. Remember when they hired Jeff Collins? God damn. What were they thinking when they did that? Would you be surprised if I told you Florida just completed a pass for a 1-yard loss? Of course you wouldn't. That's the norm. They say, hey, Lou, all that shit you talked about Graham Mertz, he's got almost an 80% completion percentage. Yeah, because he's completing passes for -1 yards. I mean, it's basically like bragging that you have a 100% handoff rate. Shout out to South Carolina strippers. Oh, yeah. Shout out to South Carolina strippers working their way through college. $1 bill at a time. I may or may not have been to Platinum Plus up in Columbia a few times or so. The SEC is dead. Yeah, they got the #1 team in the country. They've won haven't they won what have they won, 17 of the last 20 national titles or something like that? The SEC is dead. There's 4 ACC teams in the rankings. Yeah, the SEC has more ranked teams than any other conference in the country. The SEC has more ranked teams than anybody else in the country. I don't like the Fox graphics on the bottom of the screen either. It looks too childish. Pac-12 is going to eat itself and won't make the college football playoff again. I think they've got 2 or 3 teams that are good enough to make the college football playoff, but like you said, are any of them good enough to get out of the Pac-12 with 1 or less losses? That's going to be tough. That's going to be tough. Are these games actually going to end at 2:39 for once? Well, 3:39 my time. It's 3 o'clock. It looks like the Kentucky-Florida game will be over by 3:30. I don't know about the rest of them. (48-27). Southern Cal no longer covering. The spread was 21.5. Southern Cal's up by 21. A lot of points given up to a bad Colorado team if you're Southern Cal. Defense looks to be suspect for Southern Cal yet again in 2023. What a shock considering Lincoln Riley is their head coach. Fox has had that yellow line under the buff score since week 1 versus TCU. Crimson Kings, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, I got Washington winning the Pac-12. They are for real. Yeah, they look good. They look really good. Thank you for the super chat. Stan and Kay, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Lou, I look forward to your shows every Saturday. Good luck today, and whoa, Todd. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Good luck to Alabama. I don't think they're going to need it against Mississippi State. I think Mississippi State is probably the worst team in the SEC not named Vanderbilt or Florida. Yeah, what game is that? What game is this? I got a cart. What game did I have on over here? Texas A&M and Arkansas. Texas A&M and Arkansas, they got the golf cart out on the field for somebody. Doesn't look good.
I think it's an Arkansas player.
Doesn't look good. You streaming Bama? Probably not. They don't come on till 9 o'clock tonight. I haven't decided yet if I'm streaming the primetime games tonight. I'm streaming all the noon games here on YouTube. Then at 3:30, I'm streaming all the games on Patreon. So that won't end till 7 or 7:30. If I'm up to it, if I feel up to it, I might stream the primetime games tonight, which would include maybe the first half of the Bama game. Any thoughts on the Tennessee versus South Carolina game? It's going to be hard for South Carolina to win, I think, on the road at night at Neyland. Spencer Rattler's been playing well, but he's going to have to play lights out, obviously. It's a matchup problem, really. It's got nothing to do with Spencer Rattler. I mean, South Carolina can't run the ball. South Carolina has a hard time stopping the run, and Tennessee is a pretty good running team. Tennessee's good at getting after the quarterback, and South Carolina has a problem protecting the quarterback. There's just a lot of matchup disadvantages for South Carolina. It seems like one of those deals where Tennessee's probably going to have to turn the ball over a couple of times or something for South Carolina to have a legitimate shot, but we'll see. It would obviously be funny if Tennessee lost, but hard to see that happening. 4th and 2, Florida loses 19 yards. Penn State kicks a field goal. They're now up 34-13. Unfortunately, I haven't seen a single down of Washington this year, but they have any run game or just an air raid offense. They are basically one-dimensional. They lost their starting running back right before the season started, and they're not a very good running team. They're okay. but they're mostly a passing team and play good defense. Thank you for the super chat, Trey. What's Mizzou's ceiling this year? Let's assume they split Florida and Tennessee. We're talking ceiling. I think that's fair. If we're talking ceiling, let's say they split Florida, Tennessee. Let's say they split South Carolina, Kentucky. That's 2 losses. Probably going to lose to Georgia. It's 3 losses. 9-3. Who do they play from the West? I'd have to pull their schedule up. Who do they play from the... let's look real quick. Since you asked. All right, undefeated right now. They're going to beat Vandy. LSU is probably a loss. So, okay, that's 1 loss. Let's say they split these 2 between Kentucky and South Carolina. That would be 2 losses. Let's say they split between Tennessee and Florida. That would be 3. They're going to lose to Georgia 4. So I'd say 8-4. I'd say Mizzou can go 8-4. Now, that might not make you happy if you're a Mizzou fan, but that would be a big improvement. They've been going 500 every year for like 3 years in a row. 5, 6 wins almost every year. 8-4, I think, would be a step in the right direction for Mizzou. So I think they might can get to 8-4. 9-3 if they upset somebody. If they happen to beat a Georgia or a LSU or something like that, then maybe they get to 9 wins. USC needs to score 1 more time to ice it. Well, they need to score 1 more time to... oh, shit. They're only up 14. They're not going to cover the spread. They got to score 2 more times to cover the spread. If they don't score... Shit, we're going to turn that game back on. We're going to turn that game back on. Because if Southern Cal doesn't score and gives the ball back to Colorado and they score, then we're looking at a 1-score game. They're only down 2 scores. They're down 14. Southern Cal's defense doesn't exist at all. So.
Well, Dan, is this going to be like Colorado State?
I can tell you right now, you can scratch Colorado off your national championship winning list. They might make the playoffs. We've seen Lincoln Riley teams. We've seen this exact Lincoln Riley team make the playoffs 3 times. So they could make the playoffs. But they're not winning a national title with this defense. That's just obvious. They gave up 20-something points to a bad Arizona State team and give up 28-something to a bad Colorado team. They're not winning the national title with this defense. It's just not happening. What about Kentucky? What about them? We're talking about national title teams, man. No, Kentucky's not a national title team. That's not what you're... Please tell me that's not what you're asking. Where do you put Joe Milton in the draft? I don't know that he would get drafted right now. I don't know that he would get drafted. Would Fred Mertz be better than Graham Mertz? I don't know who Fred Mertz is, but probably, yeah. Because almost anybody you can think of would be better than Graham Mertz. Buffalo is 2 plays away from their first win of the year. Buffalo? Oh, I don't know nothing about Buffalo. The Ohio State man, 34-13 Penn State Dingling Car Wash is out of business. Yeah. Close for a while. Tied at 10 for a while. Penn State pulled away. So, Penn State pulled away. I'm calling it now. James Madison is winning the Natty. Yeah, you can tell when it's getting close to the end of the stream because people start typing things like Kentucky's winning the Natty, James Madison's winning the Natty. Louisville's winning the World Series, shit like that. Lou, is this the best Mizzou team you've seen since Gary Pinkel left? Yeah, they look good. They had some good teams under him, though. Their defense, I think, has yet to get to the level where they were under Gary Pinkel. And I still don't think it's there. But the offense is better right now than it has been in a while. Luther Burden's one of the best wide receivers in the country that nobody knows about or talks about because he plays for Missouri. But look, that's the price you pay. You take a huge NIL payment. That's great. You go to Missouri, you're still going to get drafted, but just no one's going to talk about you or mention you ever because you play for Missouri. I mean, that's just what it is. I'm not insulting Missouri. I'm not insulting Luther Burden. If Luther Burden played for Ohio State, Southern Cal, Georgia, Michigan, Penn State, Oregon, Washington, everybody in the country would know who he is. Instead, nobody knows who he is. It's a trade-off. Florida just got embarrassed. Yes, they did. And blown out. And Kentucky's in the process of making it worse right now. 1st and goal from the 9. Kentucky in a pistol formation. Bring a man in motion. Snap. Hand off. Dives forward for maybe a yard. 2nd and goal from about the 8. Which quarterback outside the Pac-12 would you trust or think could handle an offensive shootout against Penix, Williams, Ward, or Nix? Well, I don't know that it would come down to that. Depending on who they played, some of those teams aren't. It may not be a shootout. Penix, Williams, Ward, or Nix. It may not be a shootout. If they play a team with a top 5, top 10 defense, you don't have to win a shootout. Colorado number 14, flat out best receiver on the field. Deion had him on bench. Cormani is second best corner on team, again on bench. Poor coaching, says Mel Brew. Boy, don't tell the Deion fans that. Don't tell the Deion fans that there's poor coaching on Colorado. Please don't do that. Northwestern just couldn't hang. Shocker. LOL. Yeah, I mean, you kind of figured Penn State would pull away, and they did. Aaron LeBaron says, by the way, do you think the Washington Huskies can all the last 4 games of the season and the Pac-12 championship at Southern Cal, home against Utah, at Oregon State, Washington? Do I think they can? Yes, it's unlikely. That's a tough 4 stretch, and then the 5th game is going to be a conference championship game, so I'll be surprised if anybody comes out of the Pac-12 undefeated. It's going to be hard for anybody to come out of there with just 1 loss. And if they do, they're a guaranteed playoff team. All right, final score, Kentucky 33, Florida 14. I'm going to get off of here. What time is it? 3:12. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to take about a 10-minute break, and then I will be back on the Patreon stream at 3:30. The Patreon stream is already up and running. The link is on the Patreon page already. So for those of you who are members of the Patreon page, I'll start that stream at 3:30, and we'll hang out and watch all the afternoon games. If you're not on the Patreon page, I don't know why you wouldn't be by now, but if you're not and you want to check it out, there's a link in the description of the video that will take you to the Patreon page. You can have yourself a look around, and if you want to get signed up, and I will be back at 3:30, and we'll do it all over again for the afternoon games over on the Patreon page. I really appreciate y'all hanging out with me for the noon games, though. I had a great time, and there's a possibility I'll come back on tonight for the primetime games. Just depends how I feel after these 3:30 games. I don't know how much energy this Georgia-Auburn game is going to take out of me, but I tend to go a little nuts during the Georgia games, obviously, so I don't know. I may just not have the energy to stream a 3rd time today for the primetime games. We'll see. If I don't stream for the primetime games, though, I will post a bunch of videos during primetime, updates to the games, my thoughts about what's going on, all that kind of thing. And, of course, I'll have a video out at halftime of the Georgia-Auburn game as well. Enjoy the rest of your day of college football. Good luck to all your teams today, of course, unless you're an Auburn fan, in which case you got to toe the giant L today. But for everybody else, I hope your team wins, and we'll see you again next time.